Well, good morning and welcome to Craft Round the Clock. I'm Mary with Ocean Breeze and Me, and so very happy to be here and see all of you today. I'm going to take a minute here and switch myself up on my laptop, so I just might be able to see comments, which would be wonderful. You never know where you might find them or see them, if they're going to come up on either or. All right, so there we are, all set to go. Good morning, Carla. First one. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so today we are going to do something. It's not a huge craft, but I would be ashamed of myself if I did not recognize. Good morning, Tracy. I hope all is well with your son. Sending prayers. Hope Mama is doing okay and can get some rest. I remember those days. Okay, so I am Irish, and it definitely would not be a good thing if I ignored that fact completely. So you all have, I'm sure, seen the shamrocks that you can get at the dollar store. Good morning, Mayor. Good morning, Sue. So I went ahead and used it as a template and cut out a shamrock, which we are going to stuff. I love this side. Good morning, Cheryl. I'm not impressed with this side, but we know what we can do with that to darken that up. But that was what I had that was going to closely match this. And then we're going to put a little pocket on the front, and we're going to put a few little flowers in it. So there's our agenda for today. Good morning, Esmeralda. I hope all is well with you. Let me tip you all down. And this is Esmeralda's fabric. And did you see all of the beautiful blue hanging on her line yesterday? And I mean hanging on the line. You know, all I could think of was when I was a little girl and my mom used to hang the sheets out on the line and running through, as the wind was blowing, running through the sheets. That's what came to my mind. So I did put some pins in only because I wanted to even it up fairly close, and I didn't want a whole lot of white showing on this side. So we are going to go ahead and we're going to start here and work up. I think it might be, it would be nice if I had my, let's see how far I can stretch this morning. Have my stuffing close by. So I hope everybody's week has been good. A lot of you know I had my dentist trauma yesterday. I just can't. Yes, snapping in the wind is right. And you'd run through it. And then if you ended up yanking it down, then you got in trouble. And of course, you couldn't reach to put it back up. Good morning, Shannon. I hope everything is well with your friend. Continued prayers. Okay. So I am not at all a fan of the dentist. No. Bad experiences have left me in constant fear when I hear the word. But, you know, it's a must do. Good morning, Julie from Ireland. Somebody after my own heart. I don't know if I'll ever get to Ireland or not, but oh my goodness, that's on my bucket list. Most definitely. Cheers. So I have had a broken tooth for a while, and I thought, you know, I can't continue letting this go. By the way, we're not sewing, we're hot gluing. It should be set to go. So I get there and I was pleasantly surprised. Excellent dentist. Turns out his hygienist, her father, is the chief of the fire company here where we live. So it worked out okay. I get myself so worked up though, and I've tried not to do that, but it's inevitable. I always get a headache, a bad headache, because they numb me to the hilt. Oh, Esmeralda, you too. Oh, when I see pictures of Ireland, good morning, Tamra. I just, my heart. So he had 3 teeth he had to fix, and he got them fixed. And of course, the next one will be more traumatizing than this one, because the next visit is a pull of tooth. But it's got to come out. He worked on saving the teeth that are around it so that I don't lose a lot of them. So, and then after that, we will discuss a partial. I have teeth missing. We'll have upper and one side lower. So we will see what we will see. But I came home and I was shaking all over the place, and my head was pounding. I was up at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't go back to sleep. Of course, may I add, prednisone isn't helping either. They're trying to clear up this cough with me, and it always seems you take it in the morning, but by 7 o'clock at night, I feel like my face is on fire. Jennifer, you have an appointment today? Good luck. And of course, here we are. I mean, everything, and it's, it's embarrassing to say it's taken me this long to find a dentist to go to, but that's the fear part. That's the fear part. And I've listened to people, and you just have to bite the bullet and find the one that works. Oh, Stephanie. Yes, Tamara, absolutely. I, at one point, seemed like I was having, so many fillings that had to be put in. And I said to the dentist, I'll never forget it, I said, just yank them out. And he goes, oh, no, 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 no. You certainly don't want that. I said, well, if you say so. So, yeah, you want to keep them as long as you can keep them. I am taking the straight pins out as I go. And we are going to probably, did I get to the, yeah, we'll get to the corner on each side. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the stuffing in here, because I don't think I'll be able to get it later. The pushing will cause the bottom to split, and we don't want that to happen. So I decided today I was wearing my Craft Round the Clock shirt with the flowers. I don't care. They're calling for us to get a snowstorm Monday. Good morning, Cindy. How are you? Cindy Clark. I am just absolutely over it. Over it. It's like, come on already. And I told you my flowers were up before the snowstorm hit. Mother Nature is seeking revenge for something. I'm not sure what. Cindy, this is fabric from Esmeralda, Lovett's Garden. And I'm trying to be careful so it's not lumpy. I don't want lumps. A little bit more. And then we'll stuff the bottom part while I can still get to it. Okay. My kids are actually laughing at me because, you know, we move here, and the whole time we lived in Pennsylvania, it was snow, snow, snow. And now we've moved here, and we're getting more than they are. What is wrong with that picture? So they kind of find it a bit funny. Good morning, Kelvy. How are you? Good morning, Cindy Craig. Oh, Cravens, there we go. I'll tell you, my eyes. 86 today, Esmeralda. What the heck? Well, don't, you know, if it's too warm. No, Pat. Oh, jeez. Holy moly. I mean, we're used to snow, but this is becoming a bit ridiculous. And of course, everybody's crabby. But Saturday, we are headed to a fun in the summertime. The Legion is having a party to chase away the winter blues, and believe me, we'll be there. You can wear your shorts if you want, and it's going to be 60 here. It's supposed to be 60. I don't think I'll be going so far as shorts, but capris, sandals, sunglasses, you bet. All right. So today is to be rain. Tomorrow's to be fair weather. Saturday, beautiful. Sunday, starting to get yucky. And Monday, snow, snow, snow. All right, let's see how we can do here. I need to come in from both sides. Might be able to take the pins out altogether now, maybe. Pin. I'm just not a cold weather person. It makes for a very cranky person in this house. You're close to 70. We may hit 40 today, which is better than what we've had, but it's still not fantastic. Okay. Let's see what I've got sitting over here. And I might be able to. Come on. I've got it so close to the sides I can't even pull it apart without the pins. I think the dogs are over it as well. The last one did Baxter in. His picture his picture was hilarious. He's looking at me like Okay, so we're just going to have to push it in here and hot glue it after the fact. He was looking at me like, really? Okay. This is such a small area. And I can always trim it up afterwards. Okay. This will be the hardest part of the whole thing. Ouch. Oops, missed it all together. Gracious. I guess it was Danetta I was listening to yesterday, and she was talking about doing yard work. I'm like, oh, that's what I want to be doing. Tis it is. But what are you going to do? Wait for it. And a little piece at the bottom. The birds are out. They're singing up a storm. A lot of our finches, our yellow finches are back. And of course, we've had robins for quite some time. It's not like it was in Pennsylvania. That was our sign of spring, was when the robins arrived. But they don't leave here. All right. Where did we let off? Right here. Trying to stay fairly close to the edge. Maybe one of these days I'll actually sit here and sew on a live, but I have my sewing machine in a different, actually it's in my bedroom. I don't know that I can get much more in here. Okay. So I know a lot of you are ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Fun Friday. So you'll have to be sure and stay tuned, because it's going to be a fun one, which they all are. It's nice to see what everybody comes up with And how often, almost never, do you see any sort of a repeat? I didn't get into this one. I got into 2. Maybe the next one. And the one for the gardening, I got into that one. Since that's kind of something that I do, the garden club, I thought it would be, that one would be, definitely would be fun. Okay. Okay, pins, you're all coming out now because I got to start stuffing. It doesn't want to come apart. Oh, there's one pin there. You, my friend, can stay. I have an old pillow over here that I'm just taking the stuffings out of. I think I'm like the majority of you. I'm trying very hard to use the things that I have here before I start multiplying, which trying is the big word. I did do a little bit. Yes, she should, Mayor. Thank you, Cindy. You're the last presenter, Esmeralda? All right. Good morning, sweet Sheila. How are you? My big problem is, and I don't know why. I hate to admit the fact that it's just because I'm old, but I really have a hard time staying up at night. And I mean, in all honesty, the dogs have me up early, like usually between 4 and 5. Myself, here of late, 3 o'clock, I'm up. So by the time 9 o'clock rolls around, I'm done. And I can be sitting watching somebody. Next thing you know, it's 12 o'clock. My phone is still on. The TV is on, but I'm sleeping. So, and sometimes I get angry. And I have set timers and whatever, you know, replay. Replay. But I'll tell you, if I'm out somewhere, and it probably is the noise, and I can stay up, but I'm not still. And I think that's it. It's the being still. I have even, I was going to try and get back to doing my needlepoint, and I have found myself in the middle of this, and I have actually fallen asleep and wake up just holding the needle. Ay, ay, ay. Trying to get just a little bit more. And there, you did it again, Mary. Trying to get a little bit more in the stem. It's so narrow. Keep poking at it. Now behave. This right, I'm not going to get past the stem. Okay. So what's everybody got going on this weekend? I know we do have an event coming up this weekend, Spring Fling. Yay! Anything that has to do with spring, I'm in. Oh, thank you, Sheila. Got to represent the Irish, just a little. It's there. The Irish temper is still there, but it's calmed down a lot. That was one way to know for sure I was Irish. Okay, let's go a little further. Oh, tummy, why are you growling? Be prepared, we may hear a little bit of barking, although Baxter's got his collar on. The garbage men are coming around. So if anybody barks, it'll be Winston. Like I said, not necessarily thrilled with what I chose to do for the back, but I really didn't have anything that was compatible to what I used on the front. Whoop. DIY with Crafty Sarah, good morning. I hope you all got to watch Tamara with her first Craft Around the Clock Live yesterday. She does paper crafts. I don't know how much patience, not to mention how much my hands can do. The arthritis keeps getting worse. So I'm not sure. Oh, do I have my son on here this morning? Where might you be? Gracious. Where are you? I cannot find you. There you are. Good morning. No. Don't start giving your mother a hard time first thing. No, I'm not ready. Are you getting any? I hope so. Aren't you working? Or did you just take the morning off to give your mom a hard time? Huh? Looks like we're shifting a little bit, or I'm shifting a little bit. Monday you're to get snow too. Yeah. A lot of you know Andrew's my son. He's in PA. He follows his mom, watches when he can, bless his heart. He'll let me know if something doesn't look right, or so. Andrew works, he's an executive chef. He works with assisted living facilities, and he is always telling me, don't give up the ship, Mom. Keep doing what you're doing. He sees a lot of, good morning, Cynthia. He has seen a lot of people who are a far sight younger than I am, that are, you know, already their minds are gone. And he always tells me, keep doing what you're doing, Mom. Keep your mind active. Keep moving. So he sees it firsthand. And I'm very fortunate to have a son who is so compassionate for the older folks. He feels they deserve just as much as we do. You know, that things don't stop just because you get older. You still like to do fine dining. You still like to have the, you know, the fun things. You know, we're just getting older. We're not dead yet. Gee. So. All right. He is a great guy. If you give up on, yep, life will give up on you. You are so right, son. Hello, Alita. And I did see Annabelle. Good morning. All right. Kind of shifting back and forth here on my sides. This is a shamrock. Because I do have a bit of Irish in me. Okay. Now let's get over here. You can probably hear the garbage truck. Sorry about that. This room kind of sits on the outside where the road is. Okay. And we're going to get this, maybe not. Maybe I didn't put any hot glue there. Yes, I did. Okay. Get this part lined up. Okay. stuffing a little bit more. This has so many different angles. It's like, I was watching Shannon from Rosebrook Cottage, and I was watching her when she was, I'm not sure, I think she was doing a rabbit, and she was piecing it how she stuffed, because I think it might have been the ears, because you get the small little areas, and you know, unless you're sewing it, it is going to pop. Okay. This smells so good. Another reason why everybody likes to work with Esmeralda's fabric, because as you're working with it, it smells so yummy. Thank you, Donna. Now, where we have this little bit of the white that shows, a little bit won't hurt, but I just didn't want gobs and gobs of white. I can definitely trim it off. I may not, I don't know. I may trim, I'm not sure, or trim the outside, I'm not sure. I got up to, putting the little pocket, which will go as such on the front, and we'll put some flowers in there. Okay. And we're going to catch this corner. This is a tuffy corner. So I hope all of you will come join us over the weekend. We will be streaming a Craft Around the Clock for Spring Fling. You have us here on Saturday as well as Sunday. And it is sponsored by Paint Pixie and Decoupage Central. Okay. All right. I could also, we'll see. All right. Stuff. Good morning, Jeannie. You snuck in. Donna, good morning. Whoops. You almost have to be looking constantly to catch everybody. You're getting quite the rave, son. It's when you know you've done something right, you know, and that's my greatest accomplishment for my kids. I'm very lucky. Okay. Got a little spot. Those little corners are pistol. One more time now. If it doesn't catch, I'll catch it later. When the clock is not ticking. We were supposed to go out with the garden club and see some wild birds in their habitat on Tuesday. Needless to say, we didn't do that. I try to do something every month. Good morning, Melissa. I hope you're doing well too. This has been a rough winter. My neighbor behind us has been sick since the beginning of fall. She can't seem to shake whatever it is she's got. You know, it's like you're good for 2 and then bam, down. So I'm definitely gluing as I'm going. Don't want it overstuffed. Not necessary. I hear you, Mare. I hear you. And every time I don't do well, which I've mentioned many times, the barometric pressure just drives me insane. I can tell you when it's going to rain. I know when it's going to rain. I know when it's going to snow because my head starts and I can be walking from the living room into the kitchen and boom, I completely lose my balance because it just plays havoc with my head. I guess I didn't pick the easiest thing to make a stuffy out of, huh? What? Holy moly. I'm already over by a minute. So we are going to do as such. The pocket will go on the front. I certainly didn't expect to spend the whole time. I have some dried roses, baby's breath. So there'll be a few put in the pocket. And of course, before I do all that, I will definitely be dark waxing the back. It's a bit too white. Okay, guys, hop on over and see who's next. There will be pictures. Have a great rest of your week, and I hope to see you over the weekend. Good morning, Diane. Alrighty. Love you all. Thank you. See you soon.